Vice Chancellor Administration, Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, Deputy Vice Chancellor Research, Innovation and Strategic Partnerships, Registrar, Provost of the College of Medicine, Provost of the Postgraduate College, the Dean of the Faculty of Technology, Deans of other faculties and of students, Directors of institutes and centers, Heads of departments, the 10th Vice Chancellor of this university, Vice Chancellors of other universities, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. The 618th University of Ibadan inaugural lecture will be delivered today by Professor Ademola Kabir Aremu on behalf of the Faculty of Technology. Professor Ademola Kabir Aremu was born into the Oroye dynasty of Okeolu-Okun in Ibadan by Alhaji Y.O. Aremu, a retired police officer, and Alhaja Titi Arowole, a popular textile dealer, on the 2nd of September 1967. He attended Children's Home School Malete Ibadan for his primary school education, from where he proceeded to the Ibadan Grammar School Ibadan for his secondary school education. He had a brief stint at the Polytechnic Ibadan for his advanced level studies, where he was the president of the Association of Basic Students. He attended the University of Ibadan from 1985 to 1990 to study agricultural and environmental engineering, graduating with the second-class honors upper division. After the mandatory National Youth Service Corps program NYC, came back to the University of Ibadan for his Masters of Science MSc degree in 1991 and PhD program in Energy Studies under the supervision of engineer Professor E.B. Lucas. While he was on his PhD program, he was engaged as a teaching assistant in the Department of Agricultural and Environmental Engineering. He was later appointed as lecturer grade 2 in October 1995 in the same department to teach both agricultural and wood products engineering courses. He was promoted to the grade of lecturer 1 in October 2010, reader in October 2013, and professor of post-harvest engineering and energy studies in October 2016. Professor Aremu has served in several administrative positions both within and outside the university. Some of these include undergraduate coordinator in the Department of Agricultural Engineering between 1995 and the year 2000, postgraduate coordinator in the Department of Agricultural Engineering between 2008 and 2010, member of Senate, University of Ibadan, representing congregation between 1996 and 2014. He has also represented Senate in several committees. He was a two-term member of the University of Ibadan Governing Council between 2015 and 2023, where he also served on several committees of council, including chairman, Council Committee on Security between 2019 and 2023. Outside the university, he was co-chairman of the Oyo State Committee on Tax Matters of Tertiary Institutions between 2004 and 2005. He was member of Judicial Commission of Inquiry on cases of demolition of properties on the grounds of environmental and town planning regulation contravention in Oyo State between August to December 2011. He was member Federal Government Visitation Panel to the Federal University result between April and June 2021. Professor Aremu held the following academic positions: acting head, Department of Agricultural and Environmental Engineering between 2017 and 2018, substantive head of Department of Agricultural and Environmental Engineering between 2018 and 2022, coordinator Environmental Management Program of the Pan-African University Life and Art Science Institute, including Health and Agriculture policy of this university between 2017 and 2019. He was also coordinator of the Environmental Management Program at this. He is an external examiner and assessor to the following universities: Ademola University, Ilefe, University of Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Ogbomoso, Lagos State University of Science and Technology, Ikorodu, in Lagos. Professor Aremu has supervised over 100 DSc projects, over 60 MSc projects, and 15 doctoral theses, two of whom are now professors at the Aremu University of Education and University of Uyo. He is currently supervising 5 MSc projects and 1 PhD thesis. He was a visiting scholar to the University of Kentucky, Lexington in the United States between July and August 2023. Presently, Professor Aremu is on sabbatical leave at the Kwara State University, Malete, where he assisted in establishing and securing full accreditation for food engineering programs. Professor Aremu has published over 150 articles in peer-reviewed journal outlets and with 5 conference proceedings, books, chapters in books with national and international publishers. Most of his publications were written and published after becoming a professor. He is a reviewer and editor to many reputable journals. In collaboration with P.A. Omoli and M.O. Omobowale, they have registered a patent titled Motorized Tiger Oil Expression Machine. Professionally, he is a current registered engineer and a member of the following professional bodies: Nigeria Society of Engineers, Nigerian Institution of Agricultural Engineers, Nigerian Institute of Food Science and Technologies, and the Solar Energy Society of Nigeria. As a committed activist, he has served and is still serving in the following capacities: Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, Faculty of Technology Representative, and member of the expanded Executive Committee between 1995 and the year 2000. Publicity Secretary, ASU, University of Ibadan, 2002 to 2004. Vice Chairman, ASU, University of Ibadan, between 2004 and 2005. Acting Chairman, ASU, UAL, between 2005 and 2006. Chairman, ASU, University of Ibadan, between 2006 and 2011. National Treasurer, ASU, between 2012 and 2016. He is also convener, Trade Union and Labour Education Committee of ASU between 2016 and the year 2020, among many others. Professor Aremu is happily married to Oluwakemi Olasunbo Ademola Aremu of the Department of Chemical Pathology, College of Medicine of this university. And the marriage is blessed with promising children: Toluwani Ademola Aremu, Demilade Ademola Aremu, Eniokomife Ademola Aremu, and Ayomiku Isaiah Adeyemi. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and I invite Professor Ademola Kabir Aremu to deliver his lecture, which is titled Another Challenge: Crops Everywhere, but little food on the table. The rescue effort of a post-harvest engineer. Professor Aremu.
Deputy Chancellor Administration, Deputy Chancellor Academic, Deputy Chancellor Research, Innovation, and Strategic Partnership, Registrar, Bossa, University Librarian, Provost of the College of Medicine and of the Postgraduate College, Dean of the Faculty of Technology, deans of other faculties and of the students, directors of institutes, stroke centers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Aremu. I would like to start this presentation of this inaugural lecture by greeting God first. And I say, how to be live? I give praise and gratitude to the Almighty God, the Master of knowledge, for making it possible for me to stand before you this afternoon to present the 618th inaugural lecture of this university. I have given this inaugural lecture 10 years after the official announcement of my professorship. Inaugural lectures, especially supposed to be given within the first 6 to 12 months after formal appointment of a full professor. It's a bit like a coming of age ceremony. For a scholar, it marks a moment they step into a new role and share their work with the wide university community. In short, the right time is when the professor has just assumed a new academic status, has a compelling research story to tell, and can do so at a moment that maximizes attendance and impact. Going forward, I believe our university, the primary university in Nigeria, should be able to blaze the trail for others to follow. This lecture is the 11th from the Department of Architectural and Environmental Engineering. In our unit of POSTHARVEST engineering, this lecture will mark the third, after Emeritus Professor J.C. Becker and Professor A.O. Raji, marking 25 years after the first one of the units was delivered. My lecture today, before this August gathering in June, is titled Another Challenge. Crops everywhere but little food on the table. The post-harvest engineer struggle. This lecture will be making a foray into what obtains between crop harvesting and food consumption through the journey of food value chain. Permit me to say a few words about myself before going to the business of the day. I wrote my first JAMB examination, wanting to study medicine and surgery, and I took pharmacy as my second choice. I don't meet any of the cut-off marks for my choice courses. I simply decided I was going to rewrite the JAMB examination, having passed my WAEC in flying colors. Not to stay idle, I enrolled into the HSC program, hoping to do physics, chemistry, and biology. The combination I needed to pursue a degree in medicine and surgery. But along the line during biology practical classes, we were made to dissect life animals, such as rats, toads, lizards, and so on. I did not like the sight of blood at all. Hence, I decided to opt out from biology classes to join humanity classes, which was the beginning of my journey to engineering. I had no problem deciding what branch of engineering to choose, since agricultural science was my best subject in secondary school. So entering the university, I opted for agricultural engineering and I finished top of my class. In those days, every engineering graduate wanted to have a job at all company. I tried to do the same, but to no avail. My dad insisted that I should go back to my postgraduate studies. And with the encouragement of Baba Lucas, I did. I finished my MSc program, topping my class. My coming here to join the academia was motivated by Emeritus Professor Lucas, who differentiated a position for me in food process engineering. That was why when I joined the services of the university as an academic staff, I taught both food progress and engineering courses, making me jack of all and master of many. Without this innovation, I may not have been here to stand before you today to present this lecture. As Prof, if Lucas will see of me, I quote, Aremu is not serious. He looks unserious. He dresses unserious, but the guest is dumb. But Lucas, sir, I'm very grateful to you. Introduction. Vice Chancellor, sir. I'd like to reiterate that food security remains one of the most pressing global challenges of the 21st century, characterized by a paradoxical coexistence of abundance and scarcity. Agricultural engineering plays a pivotal role in bridging this gap by enhancing production efficiency, improving post-harvest processing and storage, ensuring effective resource management, and developing resilient climate-adaptive systems. Those interventions collectively address all four pillars of food security: availability, access, utilization, and stability. The thrust of this discourse is to examine how agricultural engineering, particularly post-harvest engineering, confronts the challenge of food loss and waste, drawing extensively from the research contribution of Aremu and collaborators. whose body of work represents a sustained intellectual and practical commitment to this cause. Agricultural engineering and food security. Agricultural engineering bridges the gap between food abundance and scarcity through several key roles. It increases food availability by designing and employing technologies that boost crop yields and livestock productivity, including improved farm machinery, automation, and plant and weather applications that allow farmers to produce more food with fewer resources. It minimizes post-harvest losses through efficient food processing and storage systems such as inexpensive solar dryers and pneumatic storage bags for smallholder farmers. Preserving food quality and extending shelf life so that food remains available during off-season. Agricultural engineers optimize resource utilization through precision agricultural systems, including precision irrigation, that delivers water directly to plant roots based on real-time data, ensuring efficient use of water, energy, and fertilizer. They enhance stability and resilience by developing climate-smart solutions and resilient infrastructure such as controlled environment, agricultural systems, including hydroponics and vertical farms, to help households cope with climate shocks, natural disasters, and market fluctuations. At a broader level, they contribute to the design of efficient food distribution and logistics system, including better rural infrastructure that enables food to be transported from areas of abundance to those experiencing scarcity. Post-harvest losses and household food challenges. Post-harvest losses significantly affect global food security, particularly in developing countries. By reducing the quantity and quality of food available for consumption and sale, globally, about 40% of food produced is lost before the retail stage, while approximately 1/3 of world food production, amounting to about 1.3 billion tons, is lost or wasted annually. In sub-Saharan Africa, post-harvest losses for grains range from 10 to 40%, while losses for fruit and vegetables can reach 30 to 60%. The primary causes of post-harvest losses are multifaceted and include inadequate infrastructure, poor storage facilities, suboptimal handling practices, lack of technology and knowledge, and unpredictable environmental factors such as unseasonal rains during sun drying periods. In Nigeria, the situation is particularly acute. Despite being one of Africa's largest food producers, Nigeria loses an estimated between 9 and 10 billion annually dollars, representing nearly 50% of total food produced. Nigeria reportedly loses over 45% of tomatoes produced annually, resulting in billions of naira in losses. While losses in perishable fruits and vegetables range from 50 to 60%, roots and tubers range from 20 to 50%, grains and legumes ranges from 5 to 20%, and seafood from 15 to 23%. These losses directly contribute to significant food and nutrition insecurity at the household level. They reduce the actual amount of food available for household consumption, leading to calorie deficits and nutritional deficiencies. Farmers incur substantial financial losses when their produce spoils, limiting their ability to invest in future agricultural inputs. Losses throughout the supply chain diminish food supply, leading to higher market prices that make food less available for vulnerable populations. Consuming low-quality food that has suffered from mold growth, such as aflatoxins, poses serious health risk, while the land, water, and energy resources used to produce the lost food are wasted, contributing to greenhouse gas emissions by research troubles. These are enumerated along the following 7 thematic areas: determination of the enduring properties of some utilized crops, using the enduring properties to develop processing machine, and evaluation and optimization and modeling of developed machine. Then there are some products with development from the machine evaluated. Then solar thermal processing and preservation. Then we actually do some work again on solid of principles. And our research, latest research effort is environmental engineering and environmental management. So our effort in engineering properties of that's crops. A fundamental foundation of post-harvest engineering is the understanding of the physical, thermal, mechanical, and electrical properties of agricultural materials. which are essential for designing and operating processing equipment and farm machinery. Aremu and collaborators have made extensive contributions to this area across a wide range of underutilized crops. Igbozuloke and Aremu 2009 investigated the moisture-dependent physical properties of bitter kola, establishing that seed dimensions, volume and weight increase linearly with moisture content, while bulk density and production of static friction increase linearly. These findings provided critical data for the design of bitter kola processing equipment. Aremu and Fadele 2010-2011 studied the physical, thermal, and mineral properties of dew plan as a function of moisture content, ranging from 24.05 to 67.59 well basis. Thermal conductivity from 0.1671 to 0.238 watts per meter Kelvin, while thermal diffusivity showed a sinusoidal relationship with moisture content. Mechanical properties such as hardness, toughness, firmness, and deformation were documented or considered useful for designing new farm cracking and telescopic machines. Aremu and Inaugural in 2011 examined the effects of particle size, moisture content, and temperature on the specific heat of ground fresh shear nut canal, showing that specific heat increased with moisture content and varied with temperature and varieties. Similarly, Akiyosho and Aremu in 2013 investigated the effects of dry temperature and duration on the physical properties of primary blood pressure and alligator pepper using response surface methodology, providing useful information for spice processing equipment design and mechanized drying system. In 2014, Aremu et al. Conducted a series of foundational engineering property studies. They studied the effects of storage conditions and duration on the physical and mechanical properties of steel, finding that moisture loss under ambient storage was 36% compared to 7.6% under refrigeration, and recommending refrigerated storage at 5 degrees centigrade and 70% relative humidity for short-term storage. In the same year, Aremu et al. Evaluated the price of soaking time and moisture content, coefficient of static friction, the oil efficiency, and mechanical properties of three carbon varieties, identifying 20-minute soaking duration as optimum, and rubber rubbing surfaces as producing the best yawning efficiency. They also studied the mechanical properties of African oil bases at very moisture content, finding that rupture force and energy were higher under transverse loading than longitudinal loading, and that compressive cracking behavior of African oil-based shell is moisture dependent. The thermal properties of African oil-based seeds and carriers were further documented by Aremu et al. In 2014, showing that specific heat of seeds decreased with increasing moisture content, while that of granules increased, and that thermal conductivity and diffusivity of both seeds and carriers increased with moisture content, providing valuable data for the design of African oil processing and storage equipment. In 2019, Aremu and Iyade studied the effects of water content and load orientation on African bush mangrove loss, finding that bough yield, and rupture points decreased as water content increased. Again, Aremu et al. Examined the physical properties of jackfruit for machine design application, documenting geometrical mean diameter of 157.96 mm, sphericity of 97.13%, and various friction coefficients. In 2022, Aremu et al. Examined physical and mechanical properties of two Kabir groundnut varieties, finding that increased water content reduced resistance to rupture, and developed predictive mathematical model for this property. In 2022, Aremu and Aremu determined model and optimized optimal properties of bulk cowpea grains for automation purposes, developing significant models for seed identification, transmission, and sorting. In 2023, Omale and Aremu et al. Model physical and property properties of tiger nut using response surface methodology, finding that moisture content and nut size significantly influence density, porosity, surface area, and propulsive strength. In 2025, Aremu et al. Investigated moisture-dependent physical properties of cultivated and wild African PLCs, with bulk velocity increasing from 7.9.45 to 1306.99 kg per meter cube for cultivated fruit varieties as moisture increased, highlighting the importance of this property in designing, cleaning, grading, and oil extraction equipment. Vice versa, development of crop processing machine. Conventional processing methods are often tedious, inefficient, and associated with high losses. Aremu and collaborators have developed a comprehensive portfolio of agricultural processing machines to address these challenges and reduce post-harvest losses across the food value chain. In 2000, Aremu and Fowowe developed a manually operated planting slicing machine to mechanize slicing operations and eliminate injuries associated with traditional and knife use. Performance evaluation showed that the machine produced slices with an average thickness of 9.17 mm and efficiency of 95.22%. In 2001, Aremu et al. Designed and constructed a pedal-driven, manually operated base sheller with an average efficiency of 87.7% and top capacity of 22.8 kg per year. Professor Ali here supervised that project. Aremu and another solar in 2001 conducted an economic evaluation of this sheller, showing that pedaling produced higher shelling output of 23 kg per hour and lower energy expenditure by unit product of 27.46 kg per kilogram compared to manual shelling. In 2011 and 2013, Aremu and the Akasi designed and evaluated an Aremu open seed slicer with no slicing thickness of 3.18 mm, maximum slicing efficiency of 85.8% at 40.2% moisture content. 82.5% reduction in energy expenditure was achieved compared to manual slicing. In 2013, Aremu and Inaugural developed an oil extractor for recovering absorbed oil from canal burst and pour used in oil spill remediation, achieving canal recovery of 60% and extraction efficiency of 62.2%. In 2014, Aremu et al. Developed a manually operated macro slicing machine with slicing efficiency of 47%, 51 and 51% at 10, 50 and 20 mm slice thickness respectively, and top capacity of 0.8, 1.29 and 2.04 kg per hour respectively, with machine efficiency and capacity increasing with greater slice thickness. The same year, Aremu et al. Designed and constructed a combined canal grinder and fertilizer for making canal plates used in environmental remediation of oil spill water bodies, demonstrating that pelleting efficiency and percentage recovery increased as quantity of biodiesel use increased. In 2015 and 2016, Aremu and Inaugural developed and evaluated the multi-purpose food juice extractor capable of processing orange and watermelon, with severe dynamics significantly influencing percent juice and extraction efficiency. 52% of users reported no discomfort after use, and the machine was found to be cost-effective, simple to operate and maintain. In 2015, both Kabir and Aremu developed a casino cola sand distribution machine to improve packaging, storage, and further processing of seed. In 2015, also, Aremu et al. Developed and tested a Jacobra seed selling machine with the best performance occurring at 8% moisture content basis, achieving 23.23% organic recovery and 73.95 selling efficiency. In 2016 and 2017, Fadile and Aremu developed and evaluated a selling machine for Moringa with the federal siege, demonstrating the very effect of moisture content on machine performance using a tangential input shelling device. In 2017, Aremu and Alaje evaluated a developed powerful chopper and sparklet striper, obtaining optimal performance with overnight fresh fruit more than 72 hours commutation time, 500 revolutions per minute sharp speed, and 46.16 motor content. Aremu et al. In 2018 developed a rice sowing machine, evaluated using of fodder and fallow rice at very motor content, achieving an average capacity of 130 kg per hour, with highest separation efficiency of 85.96 and 81.16 for fodder and fallow rice respectively. In 2019, Aremu et al. Developed and evaluated a push-manual multi-cracking machine operating on the principle of impact, using centrifugal force from impellers, with optimal performance at a feed rate of 8.17 kg per hour and moisture content of 7.52%. In 2021, Aremu and Audu developed, evaluated, and optimized a CalPC quality detection and separating machine, achieving an impurity separating efficiency of 90%, throughput of 2.689 kg per hour, and maximum capacity of 32.78 kg per 12 hours, successfully producing CalPCs that meet exportable quality standards. In 2022, Aremu et al. Developed a manual CH washing machine with minimum and maximum cleaning efficiency of 53.77% and 81.5% respectively, and output capacity ranging from 90.3 to 44.47 kg per hour. In 2023, Aremu et al. Developed and evaluated a a young Homer printing machine consisting of abrasive concentric drums showing that printing efficiency was higher for sold commerce than on sold ones. Aremu and Amali et al. 2023 developed and evaluated a motorized tiger nut on extraction machine, achieving optimal extraction parameters at 45 degrees centigrade barrel temperature, total capacity of 9.9 kg per hour, extraction efficiency of 90.23%, and 24.23% oil yield. In 2025, Ademola and Aremu developed a castor seed shedding machine incorporating both shaker and blower mechanism, with performance optimization showing better results at 260 revolutions per minute and 15 mm concrete clearance. Modeling and optimization of oil extraction. Vegetable oil is a key component in food and non-food industries, and the extraction of oil from other crops represents an important avenue for reducing post-harvest losses and added value. Okunlade and Aremu in 2016 optimized mechanical oil extraction from African oil basins, demonstrating that higher moisture content reduces oil yield, while smaller seed dimensions increase oil yield. Okunlade and Aremu in 2019 examined the influence of processing conditions of physical properties of mechanically expressed oil from African oil bean kernels using central composite rotable design under response surface methodology, confirming that optimal conditions for high quality oil by 8% moisture content, 11.7 minutes heating duration, and 59.3 degrees centigrade heating temperature. Aremu and Okunlade et al. 2020 assessed the effect of procurement variables on oil quality attributes, finding that at optimal condition, the oil met acceptable edible oil standards. In 2020, Okunlade and Aremu further investigated the effects of speed of operation, applied pressure, and fluid rate on oil recovery and total capacity with optimal performance at 25 revolutions per minute, 20 megapascal, and 300 grams per minute. In 2021, Okunlade and Aremu investigated the impact of speed, applied pressure, and fluid rate on specific mechanical energy consumption for an oil expeller, confirming that speed and applied pressure had significant influence that energy consumption was within the range of similar parametrics. Aremu and Ademola et al. 2022 investigated the influence of storage period and relative humidity on gas seed oil, finding that all values remain within FAO scope WHO edible oil standards, and that ammonia oil is stable across a wide humidity range with long shelf life. Aremu and Amali 2023 evaluated tiger nut oil with 22.14 to 44.92% oil content of dry weight, and identified optimal mechanical extraction conditions at 7% moisture content, 50 degrees centigrade toasting temperature, and 10 minutes toasting time, with brown varieties producing better oil quality. Our efforts in solar thermal application in food processing and preservation. To reduce costs and environmental concerns, Aremu and collaborators have pursued solar energy as a viable global alternative for food processing. Aremu and Nagashi 2013 developed multiple solar power using different insulation materials, conducting performance evaluation over 3 years, and demonstrating that solar cookers can significantly address domestic energy needs, especially in rural areas. Aremu and Rebecca 2015 conducted energetic and sensitive evaluation of cookers using different insulation materials, finding that the coconut power insulation cooker recorded the highest energy and energy efficiency. In 2014, Aremu and Rebecca developed a model using Funk's method to estimate cooking power with regression analysis producing output values ranging from 0.64 to 0.91. Aremu and Okunlade in 2014 conducted a comparative evaluation of a foil interior and black interior box type solar cooker, with the black printed interior cooker consistently performing better across all evaluation methods and varying weather conditions. In 2019, Aremu et al. Developed and evaluated a built-in integrated box type solar cooker designed for use within commercial kitchens, with performance tests demonstrating improved usability and practicality. In 2022, Aremu et al. Developed a hybrid built-in integrated solar cooker, combining features of a flat plate solar collector and a solar concentrator, showing significant performance improvement. Identified in Aremu 2016, developed a box type solar cooker, utilizing multi-influencers for improved solar concentration and double exposure, achieving an absorbed temperature of 102 degrees centigrade. Identify and Aremu 2016 incorporated 8 storage material, including benzoic acid, stearic acid, and palm oil with benzoic acid improving thermal performance. Identify and Aremu 2018 further investigated base reflectors and low temperature solar thermal energy storage system, demonstrating that in the absence of solar radiation, the system maintained water temperature above 60 degrees centigrade for 1 liter for 200 minutes. Identify and Aremu 2021 confirmed through energy and energy analysis that solar thermal energy storage integration significantly improves energy storage integration system with energy output ranging from 25.89 to 95.96 watts under normal condition and improving to 117.1 to 292.7 watts under optimized condition. Aremu and Aremu 2018 conducted a financial feasibility analysis, finding that annual energy savings range from 1728 to 18922.6 megajoules, and carbon dioxide mitigation from 164.8 to 2119.3 kilograms, confirming that solar cars offer significant cost savings and environmental benefits. The use of solar energy in solar drying. In solar drying, Aremu in 2016 developed a solar fish dryer for off-grid fisherable communities, achieving an average temperature of 53.8 degrees centigrade and reducing cooking fish weight from 194 grams to 212 grams. Aremu in 2016 compared conventional solar drying, hybrid solar drying, and sun drying for catfish, finding that the 1 and 6 model best describe dry kinetics, and that hybrid solar drying perform best in heat and mass transfer. Aremu et al. In 2018 evaluated drying of rhicinous lost fish in Nigeria, with dry methods maintaining acceptable phosphorus composition. Tomato dry studies, also by Aremu et al. 2018, showed moisture reduction from around 96% well basis to 3.15 to 6.74% in 1,440 minutes, with the page model best describing the dry kinetics. Aremu and Oyefosa et al. 2024 developed and evaluated a passive hybrid solar dryer for cocoa beans, reducing dry time from 12 hours to 7 hours, compared to non-hybrid type with integration of solar and biomass energy, enhancing operational reliability. That's what we said. Storage of perishables. Proper storage is essential to ensure that the significant proportion of fruits and vegetables reaches market in fresh and available condition. Aremu and also today at 2015 developed a solar-powered evaporative cooling storage system for smallholder farmers in rural Nigeria, maintaining temperatures of 7.8 to 15.4 degrees centigrade and relative humidity of 44.0 to 96.8%, improving shelf life of tomatoes, mangoes, banana, and carrots to 14, 17, 21, and 28 days respectively, compared to 5, 6, and 8 days under ambient condition. Aremu and also et al. In 2013 developed a software tool for designing evaporative cooling system, and this one was validated against another resource confirming model reliability. Aremu and also et al. In 2019 further optimized the system using response methodology, achieving optimal cooling efficiency of 80.8% at 2.5 liters per minute water flow rate, 60 millimeter per thickness, and 1.7 liters per second air velocity. Aremu and Akitala 2014, 2016, and 2022 conducted studies on food storage and preservation, focused on shelf life extension, with research on mineral seeds showing that moisture absorption isotopes are essential for maintaining stability during storage. Cabinet tray drying was identified as the most effective method for preserving protein and fat content in moringa integral seeds, making it suitable for long-term storage. As a result, product development and value addition. Aremu et al. 2019 processed cocoyam pomace in cocoyam flour to improve shelf stability and reduce conservation perishability, with results showing no significant differences in quality attributes across all materials and all measured parameters, remaining within acceptable consumption standards throughout 6 months of storage. Research by Aremu and Inaugural 2013, Aremu et al. 2022, and Ademola et al. 2023 explored oil extraction from underutilized crops including African oilseeds, moringa oleiferaceae, and tiger seeds, confirming that extracted oils were safe for consumption and remain stable under storage conditions. Aremu et al. 2026 extracted cashew juice from cashew fruits, with sensory evaluation revealing that juice from very ripe yellow cashew fruits had the highest overall acceptability and superior quality attributes. Our research efforts in environmental engineering and management. The production of food through post-harvest operations generate significant food waste that, when indiscriminately disposed, releases greenhouse gases contributing to global warming and climate change. Aremu and collaborators, in collaboration with colleagues at the Department of Agriculture and Environmental Engineering and the Environmental Management Program under policy, have addressed several major environmental programs. In collaboration with Professor Ademola of blessed memory, Aremu et al. 2021 produced canal fibers and canal liquids from canal fiber, core, and bark for oil spill remediation, with final studies on the properties of canal and its components necessary for machine design, establishing a suitability for oil spill remediation. Environmental management studies supervised through policy cover solid waste management, including a study by Prof in 2015 exploring material flow management as a sustainable approach to waste management and proposing installation of agricultural and municipal waste for biogas generation. Studies by Aremu and Paula in 2021, Aremu and Bizogi in 2022 and 2023, and Aremu and Okoje et al. in 2021 address household waste contamination, school water sanitation and hygiene, and charcoal production environmental perspective. Natural disaster studies carried out in the period Aremu and Tibara et al. 2021, analyzing temporary rainfall variation and household vulnerability to flooding with claiming. Uganda and Aremu and Asat et al. Examining drought and desertification across the local zones in northern Nigeria. Sustainability assessment by Aremu and Konari et al. 2024 and 2025 applied life cycle assessment, life cycle sustainability assessment, social life cycle cost assessment, and life cycle cost assessment to the mining sector in Mali. Aremu et al. 2025 conducted a life cycle assessment of smoked fish production at the Master of Fish Farm, quantifying greenhouse gas emission and acidification to evaluate the environmental footprint of this important food processing activity. That's our conclusions and recommendations. We came up with the following conclusion. The first one is that post-harvest losses are substantial, at times reaching 50-60% of total reduction, especially for fruits and vegetables. These losses affect food availability and farmers' income. Losses result from inadequate infrastructure, poor handling, pest attack, and lack of adequate technology. This negates sustainable development goal, SDG goal number 2 of 0. A systemic and sustained contribution of Aremu collaborators in the following areas of determination of organic properties of agricultural crops, development of an optimization of processing machine, product development, flour, edibles, and food uses, and solar energy applications for food processing and preservation. Environmental management of food waste will tend to reduce or eliminate all these post-harvest losses. Key recommendations. We have recommendations along 4 major areas. Recommendations for international aid agencies, recommendations for government, recommendations for university, and recommendations for critical stakeholders in this sector. And we actively give the recommendation. There should be increased number of funding for post-harvest studies research. Government should invest more in rural infrastructure, rural roads, environmental coolers, and solar power storage systems. Even at times, one other government prioritize this project. We find out that the rural areas where we have the full basket of nation, where we have more population, are the most neglected. And this is where we expect our food to actually come from. So we are saying that most of fresh foods in the value-added food should be promoted. A compulsory general study course on post-harvest food loss and wastage should be introduced in the university's curriculum. We are saying the university extension program should be reinvigorated to bridge the gap between research output and end users. Centers of excellence for post-harvest studies should be established. And we are saying that public-private partnership for commercialization of post-harvest technologies should be promoted. Farmers should be encouraged to organize into associations and cooperatives to assess government and donor incentives and deal with the challenges of insecurity. Acknowledgements. I am nothing without the grace of God in my life, right from birth to now, and as I will be continuing, all praises and adoration goes to Him, who was, who is, and going to be. I say, I am the lion of the Alamina, and I have this to say from the Holy Quran, for be a year alive, from big much was burning, meaning, which of the lost people of God? There's none. I will forever appreciate my late friends, retired police officer, Alaji Yekiro Ibaniji, and Alaja Tagba Kurosade. Their matchless passion for education made us send to the most expensive private university and primary school of those era. They inspired the culture of hard work, discipline, dignity, and service with integrity, all of us their children. Whereas God James and John Fidel. I can imagine how they would feel if they were present here today, seeing me present this inaugural lecture. I therefore dedicate this inaugural lecture to them. I appreciate God's grace upon my mother-in-law, Chief Mrs. Falasha Otela, our only living biological parent. I cannot thank her enough for single-handedly raising a pretty daughter, so appropriate and properly tailored to be my wife. This mother in Israel is our prayer warrior. I will never see anything wrong with me, even when my wife complains. I pray for God's life for her to continue to enjoy the fruit of her labor. I must mention the special role that the Emeritus Professor Emmanuel Lucas played in my life. He brought out the scholarship with me and led the foundation of what I have today. It differences the position of Google engineering to recommend my comment, and we always try time to offer counseling on various life experiences. It turned 91 years today. June 24, 2006. I pray God bless him abundantly for all to continue to do for humanity. The unparalleled love, commitment, and role modeling of Ogbueshi, Emeritus Professor J.C. Becker, cannot be quantified. May God continue to clear his life. I take this special opportunity to thank all my teachers, right from primary school to my secondary school, Mr. Basa, Mr. Ademola, Mr. Lowu, Mr. Osei, most of us will do. My teachers in the university, they include Professor Lucas, Professor Desmika, Professor Oye Babilo, Professor Oye Rice Abedolu, Professor Emo Lude, Professor Wami Tijawa, Professor E. Ejaf, Professor E. A. Ayilari, and other two human relations. They have all deposited some repository of knowledge into me. At this juncture, I must thank my G. It's my party. Professor Ademola, who nominated me for this lecture, he was my former office mate, a special friend and popular. I'm saying a big thank you to all the staff members of the Department of Electoral and Environmental Engineering, who call ourselves the Agri family. The Wu Prof Engineering family, and by extension, to all the Faculty of Technology staff, especially those who work tirelessly to see to the fruition of this lecture, and to everybody I've worked with one way or the other. I give thanks to all my research collaborators who play several roles in giving my research focus a focus, starting from Professor A.O. Raji, my late head of unit, Professor Arakesho, Professor M.O. Mubale, my indefatigable head of department, who facilitated my trip to the USA, Dr. P.O. Professor C.A. Ogolaji, O.K. Fanele, William Zolosode, Akitode, Akela, O.A. Katoji, Ode Akileji, University of Kentucky University, Paul Omade, and all my various students who know this connection. There will have been a permanent void in Tanzania and Nigeria, even for the unlearned subgroups of the academic staff during universities. Now by the following companies from session, I mean from session Kwame Agbede Oguji, Jennifer, Tuko, Pastor Jingo, Kule Kalu, Kage Asolete, and Muna President, past and present principal officers, national trustees, past and present senior coordinators, past and present branch chairpersons, resource person, and all our allies in the civil and human rights society. These are the true heroes of the survival of Nigeria. Some people paid their lives as a supreme sacrifice. I know posterity will not forget our contributions. Come here to ask you why. The struggles are being with following communities. Professors Alex Boyega, Jonathan David, Jimmy Adesina, Pastor Bukare, Suagu War, Wole Abaton, Segun Ajiboye, Dijomole, Akorele, Adifemi Afolabi, and at the level of the Spanish school are keeping the branch active. The force of the following people's outside competition. Comrades in the war, Ayinka, Shola Olojomi, Tajudeen Akanji, Ololola, Ayinka Erito, and Adogun, and down to Stephen Ole. I mean, there are a lot of names here. Attack past and present members of our school who are putting effort to sustain and keep the flag of our school flying. I must not fail to remind the efforts of the crew. We have a small group that we christened the group for ensuring that the university was run on principal name, led by Sheikh Ajiboye Pembe, Doyin Adewale, High Priest, the Jemole Egirioke, Oluonola, today tomorrow, and my uncle Sheikh Ademola. The group was later expanded to accommodate Shola Olojomi and Tajudeen Akanji for their being principal too. Our struggles were also being enhanced and reinforced by the following people from the human rights group who continue to work tirelessly with us because they have the belief that education should not be perceived as a commodity, but rather as a public good, and they are allowed to see to the breakage of circles that brought the suffering masses. These people include Comrades Benjamin Toski, Hazim and Rashida Akinide, Femi Agorishaje, FAB, Comrade Martins, Oyo State NSC Chairman, late Larry Soda, Bedro Aremu MC, Sheikh Sobo, and also others 2 million Jewish. I remember my manufacturers who have paid and continue to place federal roles in my life. Engineer Alaleko Taiwo, Mirror, IQ Barrister Dr. Oluwa Akinde, Dibonka Alubadan, of Ghanaland, and Engineer Fumi Ajisafe. May God continue to reward your show of love to me all the time. My siblings have all played special roles in my life at our various development stages, from growing and sharing special moments together to biblical setting when necessary. They include Alhaji Ikun, Adekule, Alhaja Bola, Alhaja Bukola, Lukman Ademola, Mosura Adeke, Mura Abide, Tawa Kalisi Damilari, Rafa Titoke, and Mura Titoke. You all continue to put smiles on my face. My brothers-in-law, the South Social Mission, with their various roles that they have played, are going to play the last of my wife and I. Professor Yola Tela, Damilari Tela, Ayo Tela, and Femi Tela. Also inclusive are my late sisters-in-law, Jumoke and Lolade, may their soul rest in perfect peace. All my friends of the Master of the Staff Club, the last special mission for the camera, they really be shared together in our national mosque. Rocco, Ula Dabejo, Prince Olubi, Olusho, Dixon, Olona, Brian Lakwedo, Stephen, Kesta, Doketa, Femi Adebeso, Skira, Youngboy, Okaja, Omsha, Sasa, Ayeju, Jeremiah Jim Asini, Tavika Risa, Buxe, Musida Sitori Ashep, Kulebu Sula, and Wasu Eza, Baba. The following people deserve special gratification for the source of this letter. They include Professor Yemiraji Okaja Deboro for working on the title, Adeyika Renito for working on the title and also offering time to time person. Professor Kesta Odogata for the prompting. The editorial team include Professor Dapo Adewole, Dr. B.O. Professor, Dr. H.A. Alabi, Dr. C.A. Ogulade, Dr. A. Ademola Okupadele. The title of the manuscript was by Ademola Aremu, and Lake Concayoke. Coming last, but not the least, is my immediate and potential family, comprising of my brother and brother children, Ayomiku Toluwani, Demilade, and Ekonfe, who understand that G in any given circumstance. They remain my source of inspiration and bondage of joy. What will I say that will look after that Eve? God created and betrothed to me, especially as a bride. Oluwakemi, Olasunbo, Asaru, Ayaga. I know roses are red and vanilla are blue. I know sugar is sweet, my love, but it's not as sweet as you. I know you have continued to tolerate my excesses because of the unwavering love you have for me. I won't take this for granted. I will not do to them do us part. Thanks for everything. I thank this wonderful audience for their attention. And I say, those are cool like I am. I'll check you out.